So, following the absolute joke of an excuse from one day ago, apparently word on the street is that CFX now suffered a cyber attack. Thus, the result of further payment delays. These idiots are fast running out of the dog ate my homework excuses. Anyways, guys, today on the channel, what we're discussing here is CashFX has disabled payments, all payments, meaning withdrawals, as of last Friday, and blaming it on a cyber attack. So, is this another cock and bull story, or is it true? And will they be, removing the ban on payments and releasing everyone's funding? Is that going to happen anytime soon? Anyways, all of that coming up in just a moment. Hey, Rory Singh here. Welcome to the channel. Please find that big red button, subscribe, and also click on this bell notification icon over here. That way you won't miss out on any important information. On this channel, what I do most of the time, as per request by my viewers, is to review stuff. Sometimes I find some good income opportunities, but more often than not, I find some brutal, nasty scams that are responsible for stealing billions of dollars worth of crypto from unsuspecting victims. Make sure that doesn't happen to you. So today what we're talking about here is CashFX, also known as CFX or CashFX Group. Before we get into this withdrawal issue and cyber attack story, for those of you who are looking for a legitimate way to earn an income set up for the long term, be sure to check out my #1 recommended opportunity underneath this video. First link in the description. Okay. Some of you guys just looking for traffic and are already promoting stuff. Without traffic, your business and earning potential is dead in the water. Get access to highly converting affordable traffic to your links. Second link underneath this video in the description box lower below. So without further ado, let's get into it. CashFX, I believe they've been around for 2 years now, and I get a lot of comments on my channel anyways telling me stuff like, hey Rory, you don't know what you're talking about, you need to do more due diligence and research. CashFX is 100% legit, everyone's jealous, you YouTubers are just jealous. But what I gotta say, guys, is I don't know what planet everyone's living on, but on the planet Earth, right, straight up, I don't see any place that you could get something for nothing. You always got to earn, right, your results in life and in business, in every single industry. If you want to make money at a job, you have to get some training. Then you've got to learn practical experience, and you got to show up, right, and do something for those monetary gains. Now, online, a lot of people want to make money online, and a lot of people believe that this is because the internet. Just because it's the internet, that the laws of success don't apply here, and that you guys could just get quick and easy money for free. Oh, but we're investing here, a lot of people tell me. But you may be, especially with these type of systems, investing into a Ponzi scheme. What is a Ponzi scheme? It's a system that doesn't have any retailable products or services. They have like a website, and then they go around and get a bunch of marketers, promised them a comp plan to tell everyone that everyone could get quick and easy money. All they got to do is join and invest. And when you look at revenue, that's another story. It's very important how they get the revenue, because if it ever dries up, so does your potential for earning passive income. Anyway, so I'm on one of their groups here. A lot of the groups are public. A fellow here doesn't believe any of the story. He thinks it's another cock and bull story. Cock and bull, I found this picture online. So far, let me just go back quickly and then we'll get into the details. But this is the update here, and in a nutshell, basically last Friday they disabled all withdrawals, and they're claiming that it's cyber attack and they saved everyone and everything's going to be a-okay, and you guys just need to have some patience in the lifestyle design company and, stay focused, basically. Dear CFX family members, writing to you to share update, blah, blah, blah. CFX member withdrawals. In case you have not had the chance, finance team. Another important note. I don't think I want to read this whole thing. But in a nutshell, what this is all saying is that they have disabled withdrawals, meaning the ability to withdraw. All the passive investors cannot withdraw your ROI. And a lot of people are wondering, are they going to, be able to withdraw in the future? Or is this a collapse? Is this an exit scam? Or is this really true? Were there cyber attacks and CashFX is just, looking out for you guys? Well, let's look at the story, guys. First thing you need to understand, the only person that's going to care about you is you. Okay, CashFX is just a company. They care about themselves. Of course, the owners want to keep it around for as long as they can because they're going to make more money if you guys can keep getting your family and friends into the deal, right? If recruitment can keep going on, CashFX can still stay up and running. But let's look at the story so far, the facts. Okay. I know I'm going to get a comment. Somebody's going to say, hey, Rory's talking bad about our program. But let's look at the facts. First, CashFX claimed that you had expert traders. And then it was leaked, information was leaked, that their expert trading team that they were parading around on stage turned out to be construction workers and taxi cab drivers or limo drivers who are still at their job currently, right? So common sense would dictate that there's no trading happening. Because if that's the expert trading team, if you're an expert trader, that means you're an expert. And trading, it's a very lucrative skill set to learn. Now, being a trader and investing your money into a Ponzi scheme are two different things. If you truly want to become a trader, go out there, take a course, learn how to trade. You guys can buy Bitcoin. You can buy Ethereum, right? You could buy other value-based cryptocurrencies. You could even buy Bitcoin, take $1,000. I'm not a financial advisor. This is just common sense, right? If I was just dying to, call myself an investor, this is what I would do. Go out there. I personally would just take $1,000, drop it down, or $10,000, whatever I could afford to lose, since the idea here is not to lose it, but in case anything happens in the crypto markets, right? This is without going through a third-party MLM company. Just take the bull by the horns and invest. On Robert Kiyosaki's Rich Dad channel, he said most people in this neck of the woods, meaning crypto, are more like gamblers instead of, investors who would hold on to the coins for like 10 years. That's what a true investor would do. I would buy like six. There's another system similar to CashFX. I think they were modeling. They're going for like a 600-day maturity period, and it's called Hyperfund, right? But the same story. It's not Forex. They're claiming that, we're dealing with blockchain and ecosystem and all this wonderful stuff, but it all comes down to network marketing recruitment. I seen a guy the other day, he said what I'm telling you guys right now. If you want to invest, take some of your money or learn how to make money online legitimately for the long term, then take your winnings, meaning your profit, and then buy some Bitcoin, right? As an example, or your other favorite crypto. I like Bitcoin. I'd buy some Bitcoin and hold on to it. Hold on to it for 600 days. This is what one fellow told another person who was promoting Hyperfund. He's like, Hyperfund is similar to CFX. It's going to exit scam once recruitment dries up, and they're going to disable all their withdrawals over there. He's like, why don't you just take whatever you're putting in there, buy Bitcoin, hold it for 600 days. Most likely you're going to triple your investment, and then you don't have to worry about exit scam. The only other thing you could worry about is if, like US government or other governments replace or ban crypto altogether. Back in the 1800s, I don't know exactly what year it was, but they did ban gold in the US. And I think it was the 1800s. Don't quote me, I'm not the expert on history. But I know in the US, you guys can go look that up, at one point in time, they had a whole bunch of people, Americans, who had gold. And what did the US government do? They outlawed it. They said, all of you guys better bring your gold into our headquarters or we're going to pretty well arrest you and put your ass in jail. And the government does, all of this bullshit all the time because on this planet, people don't want to stick together. Divided, we fall, Together, everyone achieves more. But more, it's like too much division. So the government has a heyday and it controls the people on this planet, the majority, very easily because people are so divided. So they outlawed gold in the past. Now it's not outlawed. But the same thing Robert Kiyosaki was saying could happen with cryptocurrencies. I personally would say learn marketing skills, find a legitimate system, and, go to town. Find something set up for the long term. Pay your dues, meaning do something for the money. Get some training. Go out there and learn how to become a marketer. And don't stop until you get the kind of results that you want, monetary results. And then if you love crypto, then take your profit and invest in your favorite coins, digital coins, legitimate coins, and then hold them for 600 days. Now, that's just as long as the government doesn't ban crypto altogether, because what they want to do, as what Robert Kiyosaki was sharing on his channel, was he suspects, right? No one knows the future or what they're truly going to do, but he suspects the government already has their own digital currency, their own coins, and they want to use their own internal government crypto for everyone so they could track us more, right? Have more control over the population. And he was predicting that most likely they're going to ban crypto altogether. But it takes me back to the book of Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. And in that book, Napoleon Hill, he said, and it strikes a chord in me every single day I think about this, right? He says, don't hate the government. He says it's in their system that you're going to have to learn how to leverage to bring you your riches. What does he mean? He means that the government controls the court systems, they control the police, they control the authorities below them. And the government themselves are controlled by who? The 1% of the population, meaning the super wealthy. Some people call them Illuminati, New World Order, whatever you want to call that small group of families that control everything and everyone. And the majority, they make like 99% of the profit, right? And the 1% they share with the population. Some crazy ass number like that, right? But they're controlling the police, they control the laws. So what Napoleon Hill was saying in his book, he says we can't really fight them because divided everyone is. All you can do is use their system to help bring you riches. I personally would say if you want to make money online, learn a skill set of marketing. Find a legitimate system set up for the long term and learn how to drive traffic, right? Learn how to sign people up, right? If you do it right, you don't have to call anyone. I don't call anyone to recruit anyone into anything. I just I learn traffic. I learn how to give value. I learn how to influence. I learned email marketing. I learned the stuff that a lot of people are still trying to avoid right now. Okay, so that's just my 2 cents. I think it's a lot of value. I just dropped down. Some people are not going to, we don't care about that. We just want to hear the CashFX update. Okay, let's look at CashFX. So I don't see any trading happening here. Expert trading team are not experts. No proof of any trading. Recruitment revenue is in decline since 2020, but of course people are still signing up. right? They still have some heavy hitter marketers that are still promoting CFX right now. That's the only reason that they're still in business. Payment processor issues, they've been complaining about that for a while. Now I'm thinking they're having trouble keeping a good, legitimate processor up and running. Why? Because they're getting too many fraud warnings. Payment processors don't like putting their stamp of approval on a company that has, like, I don't know, what do they have? Like, I lost track with CFX, 20-something fraud warnings, right? So most people never get to the end result. That's the problem with these type of systems like CFX, meaning to the maturity period. The majority of investors don't usually get to double or triple whatever they invested, because usually these type of systems will run into problems like withdrawal issues like you're experiencing right now. Based on what I'm seeing, a lot of people are complaining that they're not getting paid. Some people are saying for 2 months, meaning 8 weeks, and I've seen other people say even up to 3 months. I know I'm going to get a comment here or there on this very video. I'm going to say, hey, Rory, you're full of it. Oh, I'm getting paid every single day. I don't know. You're making up stuff. Okay, whatever. We get that kind of bullshit here on YouTube. Okay, but most people with these type of systems don't get to the end result, meaning if they say, oh, after 200 days you hit your ROI, your return on your investment, then there's another system called Hyperfund. Same thing's going to happen. They're claiming 600 days for 300% ROI. Problem with this idea, especially with CFX, too many fraud warnings. With Hyperfund, there's a lot of people I see who are defending CFX. I see the same commenters defending Hyperfund, meaning they're promoting both platforms, right? But once recruitment dries up, what happens? Disabled withdrawals, as you're seeing today. The only people who ever make good money with these type of systems like CFX are people with skill sets of marketing, influence, team building, etc. Right? The other people, the larger group in CFX right now, in Hyperfund right now, passive people who don't want to do anything, excuse me, don't want to do anything, who just want to see ROI. You guys need to wake up, smell the coffee. There's nothing that's going to give you something for nothing. You got to earn it, even if you say, "Well, I'm an investor here." What are you investing in? So the only people who make most of the money or make good money with these type of systems are people with skill sets of marketing, influence, and team building. Everyone else are just, they got their fingers crossed. But to me personally, even with the people who are promoting these type of systems, it's not the best way to build your credibility, since these type of systems are built from losses. At the end of the day, people are going to hate you for it. And now I'm seeing what I said 2 years ago. I'm seeing a lot of heavy hitters backing off. I seen some guys on Facebook that I know who made a lot of money, who bought Lambos, McLarens, Ferraris with income that they earned from promoting passive crypto and passive Forex systems in the past. Some of them were looking at Hyperfund. It's not CFX, but it's compy-wise, it's similar. Same idea. Make ROI 200%, 300% after X amount of days, right? I've seen some heavy hitters who lost credibility, who got some exotic sports cars, but then they turn around and they notice that their recruiting results were in decline because a lot of people started hating them. And they wanted to promote Hyperfund, which is, more fresher than CashFX, but you're like, nah, we'll pass. And what are they back to? Legitimate affiliate marketing. Only because what? This thing right here, credibility. If you haven't earned your credibility already, and most of you marketers and networkers most likely are following gurus and heavy hitters and saying, I want to be like them. I want to have the results that they have, right? And what did we used to say years ago? If you want the results, you see someone and you want the results, and you got to do what they do. What did they do in the past? And now they're back to square one again, is they find legitimate systems, they rolled up their sleeves, and they earned their success and their credibility. Now, if they find the right systems, some of them were promoting schemy stuff like this, and they lost some credibility and realized, we can't keep doing this bullshit. We got to promote legit, and we got to earn it. And the passive people, if you guys are passive, I don't know, God loves me, He's going to take care. God helps you. He already did. He's given you access to tools, training. He's given you what most of you are here for. And most people are still resisting the process. And the process that I'm seeing that most people online who are trying to create freedom for themselves, personal development, they're trying, you guys are here for personal development. You guys are here to remove mental garbage, mental baggage that's been holding you back for a very long time. Everyone has it. I have mental crap. I'm always working on myself. I was just listening to, I listened to about an hour and a half of audio today on personal development. Constantly working on myself. You're here to create the better version of yourself. Nothing has changed. Most people are here to do personal development and also learn new skills. You want to make more money, learn how to give value to more people. If you have a job right now, if you work for a company, you make X amount of dollars for doing X amount of work that provides customers and their families with X amount of value. Corporations and governments, they know these success rules, and that's why they use them. The big companies out there, they know how to leverage systems. They know how to use the ascension model, right? That means like Apple does it all the time. Apple products, Mac, they sell you like an iPhone and get you to upgrade to an iPad and then maybe buy something else that's even more expensive. That's the ascension model. But in the end, they give you a quality product. And the more value, which is energy, you can learn, if you can learn how to distribute positive energy through different channels, meaning giving a whole bunch of people more value. So back to the job scenario, if you have a job right now and you want to make more money, you've got to figure out how to help your employer give more value to the customers he or she is already serving. The more families that you can help, this is a universal law and principle, God's own law, the more that you could help yourself. But you also got to have a good heart. That will help. That would help 100%. Right? You got to learn how to give before you can get. So anyways, that is my story for today. Now back to CFX. No one knows what's going to happen. One thing I got to say about them, they are hardcore company owners. I'm not giving them props. I'm just saying I've seen a lot of Ponzi's. You guys know it's a Ponzi, right? Most of you. That don't stick around past 6 months. These guys, I noticed, like, they had some, their cock and bull stories, and they banned a lot of people who were whining and bitching and whining and saying, hey, you bitch and whine about CFX? They were like, Hitler, get your ass out of there. We nuke these members, right? We get them out of CFX. They just ban your ass, right? If you don't listen to, what's his name? Hoskar. If you put the company down. And then they tried to come out with, I was going to say KYC, and then the KYC company turned around and said, no, CashFX is not a sound model. And then they abandoned that idea, and now payment processor issues, trying to save you people because of cyber attack, and it's another cock and bull story. So what's going to happen now? It's just like a scene from Supernatural. That was then. Now the road so far. The road so far is withdrawals are still disabled. Okay. Maybe, and this is going to have to be speculation at this point, these guys have stuck around for so long and they got so many fraud warnings, but they managed to keep the business up and running. Then they ran into trouble earlier this year. It hit them hard with Bitcoin dropping back, I believe it was at the beginning of May, dropped from 54,000 to 38,000, right? They were making a lot of profit from the sponsoring and recruitment going on. So whoever you guys are that kept recruiting people in, and then other people are bringing family and friends in, that is what kept the platform up and running. But now they've got so many fraud warnings, and then they have payment processors who don't want to work with them because they're starting to get a bad name. It's hard to keep a good payment processor. And then recruitment is in decline because so many people keep seeing so many fraud warnings and saying CashFX looks a little too risky for me. So that is what is happening right now. They could make a comeback, but eventually they can't keep it floating forever, right? I mean, if some people are complaining 3 months, we are still waiting for money. Others are saying 2 months, 8 weeks. That's a big problem right there. So the newer people coming, now you know what we close off with? My favorite website, Trustpilot. Usually bullshit comes out of Trustpilot, unless people are pissed off. So 10 hours ago, Tony says from California, it's a Ponzi, plain and simple. Do not get late in the game. They are just trying to milk as much out of this possible before closing the doors. There's no trading going on, no evidence of trading at all. And it's excuse after lame excuse as to why the payments slowed way down. Getting in at this point or upgrading would be foolish. Anyone currently in might be lucky to get one more payment or two at the most before they announce some big issue that caused the money to disappear. Either a rogue trader, system glitch, or they were hacked and it's been stolen. Other person here giving them props with a long story and he's all happy. Then Keep the Band says 3 days ago, looks like this Ponzi scam isn't in its final stages. Is in its final stages. Anyone reviewing all of the evidence with an open mind. So you see, most people know that they're Ponzi's and then they're going to pretend that they aren't until they run into big trouble like all withdrawals disabled. Then they're going to tell you the truth. Looks like this Ponzi, he's outright calling it a Ponzi, or she, right, is in the final stages. Anyone reviewing all the evidence with an open mind would come to the only sensible conclusion. It is not a legitimate business investment opportunity. No evidence of FX trading, Forex trading, multiple warnings of financial regulators around the world, serial MLM Ponzi pushers, cheerleading rejected by KYC agent, they announced. This is basically mirroring or echoing everything I just said earlier in this very video. So let's get back to what's being said here. Serial MLM Ponzi pushers, cheerleading rejected by the KYC agent, they announced. Payouts going from weekly to 2 weeks to 4 weeks to 8 weeks to 9 weeks with a whole array of excuses. Problems with payment processor, double payments made in error, etc., etc. It is laughable. Latest news from this lot, payments suspended due to attempted hack attack. This is often the final chapter in these types of Ponzi crypto schemes. I've been hacked. We've been hacked. All the money's gone. We're so sorry. I'm just trying to add a little bit of humor into this. The passive rise in Bitcoin over the last 18 months has kept this show on the road, but if the rise stalls for any prolonged period or there is a sustained fall, then it will be the end of this particular Ponzi. hopefully whoever wrote this story, they did a good write up there. Basically, it's saying what's happening, right? Hopefully they don't go look for another Ponzi to promote and start that all over again. At the end of the day, guys, you're going to get what you put in. If you try to put people into Ponzi's and you've got to rely on people losing money, right? If you're promoting something legit and you tell them the truth, hey, you got to roll up your sleeves, you got to earn your results, you got to learn some traffic, you got to stay in it for the long term, you got to persevere and all that stuff, and you also got to do personal development, and you got to grow as a person and a business owner, right? You tell them these things and you find a legitimate way or a legitimate opportunity to share with them that's set up for the long term, that's going to give them the opportunity to learn what they need to learn and take action and so on and so forth. And you tell them the truth, and if they still don't do anything, well, you did your job, but you didn't rip them off. Hopefully you follow this. But if you go and you find some other system, and you know what most people, they're lazy, they're not going to do nothing, we pump them into this other scheme, it's low-hanging fruit, that kind of money, it just doesn't last very long if you're lucky enough to get any for it yourself. Okay. Anyways, this is my video for today. If I learn of any more, I will be sure to share with you. I did not even know. Somebody actually asked me to check this out today. And this video is actually a follow-up. All right there. Okay. CashFX video hacker. Yes, I am working on it now. I'll send the link after to this very video. Anyways, this concludes my update on CFX, and we're gonna just have to see how it all unfolds. But long story short, their positive thinking, it can't stay up forever, guys. I'm thinking it could be an exit scam right now, but we're gonna have to wait and see.